Alright, everyone. So welcome to Spelljammer, setting a course for the stars. Together, you will discover endless wonders and new frontiers that defy imagination. The star fields of the voids above are anything but empty, and in fact they teem with life, and with death. Ancient horrors and timeless marvels drift through the kaleidoscopic nebulae, inhabiting lonely rocks, drifting through wild space, and waiting within the countless worlds of the infinite realms. The mysteries of wild space could take 100 scholars 100 lifetimes to begin to uncover, and yet our journey takes us even beyond the stars. Beyond the stars and into the astral sea, a realm of possibility where fundamental concepts such as time and even life cease to operate as we know them. And the corpses of gods drift like barren mountains through the clouded expanses. What? Lifeless gods and infinite expanses will need to wait. For right now, we deal with very mortal complications. You all stand on the deck of your spelljamming ship, the Moon Raider, even as explosions obliterate 2 of its masts and hurl a dozen of your fellow sailors into wild space. Distant stars and wheeling clouds of multicolored gas spin around you as the first pirate galleon slams into the Moon Raider's starboard side, and a gust of foul wind washes over you as the galleon's air envelope merges with your own. Seconds later, your vessel is boarded by astral reavers, humanoids possessed of strange features, waving cruel weapons and unleashing blasts of magic upon your ship. Captain Sardax lies on the deck nearby, her body ruined by shrapnel. "Hold the top deck," she snarls with her dying breath. "Grant them no quarter." Let's roll initiative.
Hey. Oh, pause. Did I have myself selected? No. Let me redo that.
Everybody remember to have your token selected when you roll your initiative button, so that it will show up in the chat bar. If you don't, go ahead and re-roll it and we can adjust it. That is 5. Fantastic. Do we need to adjust yours, Matthias?
Mine should be a... yes, mine should be 6.14.
6.14, you got it. So, as the Astral Reavers board your ship, climbing aboard from the part where the pirate galleon just rammed in, jumping down from the deck to yours, Sari, why don't you go ahead and describe your character for us real quick?
Sari is a delicate 6'4" tall, made of topaz diamond-looking gemstone. She is dragonborn, and she basically just kind of has the ranger look about her. The hides, the dark kind of greenish and brownish camouflage clothes, and big toothy smile.
Fantastic. What would you like to do?
Sari, is this right here something that we can stand on, or?
It is a hatch.
A hatch. So if I stand on it, it's all good.
Yep, just flat.
Okay, cool. Sari's gonna come up here.
There is a 5-foot drop, or I'm sorry, a 6-foot drop to the bottom. If you were to hop over that
good.
railing.
She's just gonna see the baddies over here. These are the baddies up here, right?
Oh yeah, they're the ones that just jumped off of that ship and are coming at you.
All right. So Sari's is gonna pull out her longbow and go, "Oh shit," and pew pew.
All right, which one are you going at?
That's a good question. They both look pretty gross.
So one of them just looks like your standard run-of-the-mill pirate, just yar, all he's missing is an eye patch. The other one is a bit extra. He
We
appears
like extra.
to be,
We're going for extra.
Yeah, he appears to be a vaguely humanoid individual, his skin green and sallow, bulging with muscles, and what looks like a giant octopus adhered to his head.
We like that. Okay, yeah, we're aiming at him. Does 16 hit him?
16 does.
Yay! Pew! For 10
Wow,
piercing.
what a hit. Max damage roll on the first roll of the game. Fantastic. The arrow strikes him squarely in the chest. This pinkish purple blood comes spurting out as he grabs the arrow sticking out of him.
She would like to say, ew. And her turn is over.
Fantastic. Sari, as your turn ends, an untethered coil of rope comes slicing across the deck, whipping its way across the entirety of the surface.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah. Red, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. Fantastic. Red, how do you avoid that piece of rope, the rigging, flying across the surface of the deck?
Red literally just bends backwards like he has no bones.
Fantastic. Red, you are now set to roll in the open. Sorry, that was me messing with your sheet. I just set you to roll in the open because you were just rolling to me. And Red, why don't you go ahead and describe your character for us?
Red is a classically paled-faced, previously formed sea elf with ginger-like features, because he got bit by a ginger vampire. Yep.
Huh.
That's Red.
Okay. Red, what would you like to do?
Red is going to inflict his blood curse of the mark and screams an incantation in deep speech. Pay for your transgressions.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And he bleeds from the eyes for 1 point of damage.
Your characters are always freaking magnificent.
My first blood hunter. Love it.
And he gets there and he's gonna draw his ever famous chicken cleaver and take his first attack.
20 hits. Right. Red, you bring your cleaver down onto this creature, this astral reaver, and as he's still holding on to the arrow sticking out of him from Sari's longbow, he looks up and catches your cleaver squarely in the face. The squid head atop splits and falls off. Down he goes.
Good job, Sugar. That's teamwork.
All right, Red, anything else?
More. That's all for Red.
Fantastic. Red, at the end of your turn, another astral reaver jumps from the deck of the ship overhead down in front of you, seeming to take the spot of the one you just slew. Zook, that brings us to you. Why don't you go ahead and describe your character for us?
Luke is a 4'0" white rabbit-looking humanoid with a blue mohawk and goggles, sporting a awesome cigar and cad and leather. I think that's the word I'm looking for. He's just ready to go.
All right, what would you like to do?
He's gonna use this and climb down, and he's gonna go right there.
Fantastic.
All right, and then a little pokey on this guy.
Fantastic.
You just hear him kind of giggle about it too as he's about to do it. 14.
14 does not hit as this nimble Hidozi ducks directly out of the line of your rapier's slash.
Okay. I think that is all I can do for now.
Fantastic. Zook, At the end of your turn, an explosion rocks the ship. I need everybody to make dexterity saving throws, please, as the explosion rocks the deck beneath you.
Nice.
Fantastic. You all manage to keep your footing as the explosion shakes the ground beneath you all. And the two Reavers, one of them almost falls to the ground, but Zook, the Hidozi that had just dodged you, off balance from the sudden attempt to evade your strike, falls onto the ground. He is prone.
Hell yeah, I wish he would have been earlier.
That brings us to Matthias. Why don't you go ahead and describe your character for us?
Matthias is about 5'11" in height. He is a human with skin that has been banned from being outdoors and hands calloused from working on various things. He tends to wear colors of blues for the most part. He wears a broad-brimmed hat to kind of keep the sun out of his face, and wears what appears to mainly be a long coat. But there are pauldrons and a certain clinking it has that kind of indicate that he has armor inside of it.
Fantastic. Matthias, what would you like to do?
He grabs hold of this rail to keep from falling whenever the ship rocks. Sees that one of these is laying down, so it's not going to be as easy to hit. So he aims at the bearded Reaver over on the left-hand side, and drops his hand to an item in the shape of a wand, and draws it from a holster on his leg, and fires and shoots a firebolt at this guy.
Fantastic. And I'm sorry, which one were you shooting at? The one standing or the one who's prone?
Yes.
Standing.
Oh, the one standing.
Fantastic. Matthias, unfortunately, a 7 does miss. He turns towards you just as you're about to fire and dives off to the side just in time to avoid the shot. Anything else?
Matthias yells out, "Stop shaking the ship, you're throwing my aim off."
Matthias, as you say that, a very large individual hops down from the deck overhead, lands amidst you all, drawing a light crossbow and training it around the deck. That is going to bring us to Anila. Why don't you go and describe your character for us?
Anila she has blue skin, and her hair and the robes and her dress all kind of ripple like there's always a constant breeze. She's tall. She's 5'7". Not tall as my other friend. And her hair is white as snow.
Fantastic. What would you like to do?
I'm going to cast Magic Missile.
Nice.
2 on one on this guy and 2 on the guy that was previously there.
Fantastic. All right. So whenever we have a spellcaster, I always give you the option. Which you choose now will run through the entirety of the game. For your Magic Missile, and for generally most spells that you cast, I like to give you the option if you would like to roll the damage once, or if you would like to roll for each individual dart.
Oh my goodness. I think once is good.
Fantastic. So cast the spell as normal, and that one number that pops up will be for all of your darts.
Okay.
Right. So you said 2 for him and 1 for him?
Yes.
Fantastic. And what do your Magic Missiles look like? Is there any sort of flair to them?
They are range from blue to purples, and seem as icy as the space around us.
Fantastic. So the darts fly out from you, Anila, hovering above the 2 bandits for just a brief moment before they crash in all at once. One of them is certainly hurting after taking all of that. there anything else you'd like to do?
I think one of them, somebody's going to be a spellcaster, so let's. Is this just a railing? So it's not something.
Yes,
to
in
hide
front of you
behind,
is just a
right?
railing.
Okay, let's.
This right here.
I think I'll step over here.
Fantastic. Okay, that does bring us to the Hidozi Bandit, who is going to climb up to his feet, snarl at the two of you that are surrounding him, and take a slash with his scimitar at Red. Red, that is a 13 to hit.
That is a miss.
Fantastic. Deflected with your chicken cleaver. That does now bring us to the bandits. Red, the one directly next to you, is going to rush at you and attempt a slash with his short sword. That is only a 12 to hit, which is going to miss. Brings us to the one down here who has his light crossbow out and trained, and he is going to take a shot up at Matthias.
Okay,
Matthias, that is a 17 to hit.
that'll miss.
Fantastic. All of you with your super high ACs at level 1. All right. And at the
Okay.
end of their turns, we have yet another Astral Reaver jump down onto the deck. This one, the deck shakes. You can feel it reverberate, especially you, Red, as this thing lands right next to you. Massive, hulking humanoid, but he seems to have carapace covering his arms, almost as if a crab had merged with him, lending its hard shell to his body. Sari, you are up.
Sari is going to target the one who shot at Matthias, and just tell him, "No, sir, that is bad manners," and fire.
Oof, an 8 is not going to hit.
She got distracted. That was his warning shot.
All right. The arrow sailing off and disappearing beyond the deck. Is there anything else that you'd like to do, Sari?
Yes, take a step back since he's got a crossbow.
Fantastic. So since the bulk of this fight is happening on a deck lower than you all, anybody that is on the upper deck and more than 5 feet from the rail will have half cover. The farther back you go, the better cover that you'll get. So, Anila, you'll have half cover if you step back again. You'll have 3/4 cover. You step back again, you'll have total cover, but you won't be able to shoot at anybody. So, Sari, you would have total cover, but you cannot shoot at anyone.
That's fine. I'll move up again later.
Okay. That is going to bring us to Red.
Red, seeing he is now completely surrounded, is going to leave his cleaver in the dead body and draw his ice pick and stab towards the gentleman behind him.
Got it. 15 hits. For 9 piercing. Red, you claim another Astral Reaver.
And Red will step heroically in between his last two opponents.
All right. That is going to bring us to Zook. What would you like to do?
Can you make Zook small, please?
Yes, I can. There you go. Oh my god, that's gonna be awesome.
Aw.
Here, let's
I
get him a
love it.
little bit bigger than that, just a tad. There we go.
I'm all right with it. There we
Okay.
go. All right. He's going in for the kill shot.
Save that
Or
as
attempting
your
to.
official character token real quick.
18.
18 hits.
Yay! For
He
11.
ducks and dips as you rain blows down on him, but he thinks he's gotten out of the way just in time to turn and catch a fist right in the face. All right, 11 points. Fantastic. Look at you. Zook, your rapier punches right through his chest and out the other side, and down he goes.
And Zook's just giggling and smirking the whole time.
Fantastic. Okay. Zook. At the end of your turn, another Astral Reaver hops down from the deck of the ship and takes the place of the one you just slew.
He just keeps smirking. He's like, all right, bring it on.
Alright. That does bring us to the Carapace-covered Astral Reaver. Red. He hulks up over you, and he brings out from behind him his right arm. You can see he has to drag it along the deck as it is a massively oversized crab arm, which he lashes out at you with. Red, that is a 17 to hit.
Red raises his cutting board and blocks it.
God.
All
You
right,
physically pain me.
Matthias. What would you like to do?
Well, considering this one gentleman on the deck decided to try to shoot me with a crossbow bolt, it is only polite to return the favor.
Only polite indeed.
Just a 13 hit him.
13 does hit that one.
Okay. For 5 points of fire damage.
His chest erupts in flame and he falls overboard.
I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm going to get somewhere over here where I'm a little bit, where if any others drop down, I might be able to get just reposition a bit.
Wonderful. Okay, so Matthias, as you reposition, another Spelljammer ship comes strafing in from high overhead. You see it flying, the black illithid, the white illithid face on the black background as it flies directly overhead, raining arrows down across the entirety of the deck.
Sir, we are level 1.
That is 19 to hit, and I need each character to roll a d20, please. Sari and Matthias are both targeted by these arrows, 19 to hit.
Yes.
That hit.
That is going to be 3 piercing to each of you as these arrows rain down from the strafing Spelljammer ship. That is going to bring us to Anila.
Zook just flips off the other ship.
Several pirates reading over and also return rude gestures at you.
Alright, she steps forward and will target this guy with a gust of wind.
Oh,
trying
shit.
to push him off of the side.
DC 13 strength save.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Oh, that's amazing.
He does get a 12 and goes careening over the side. You see him flip over and fly out just a bit, and you all see something very odd as he hits right where the center of the ship is, and you see him flip upside down as if gravity had just reversed himself. He floats back up towards the ship and then begins to gently float right in the center point of the ship out in the wild space. The gravity plane of your ship runs directly through the center, which means that if you were to go down to the bottom of your ship, you would be able to walk upright on the hull. But he floats out there, bobbing on the gravity plane, unable to move.
Alright, and then she's going to back up.
Fantastic.
That was a sweet move. Yay.
Applauds.
Nautical stuff. Gotta love it. All right. Let's see. Anila, at the end of your turn, we get another bandit. Red's just in the crosshairs right there, just like where they are showing up. That
The guy
does.
climbs up. As Zook's looking at the guy that got pushed off the boat, he starts clapping like, "Hey, another one!"
He's like floundering, trying to get to you all. Anila, how far does Gust shove?
Only 5 feet.
Only
so,
5 feet. Fantastic.
Yeah, that's why I had to pick the guy that was right on the edge.
Nice. Okay. That does bring us to the bandits. This one, out there in the astral sea, very used to these conditions. A moment of disorientation, he begins swimming through space to try and return back to the ship. He has his work cut out for him as he begins climbing up the side. He will not be able to reach the deck until next turn. His buddy here, however, is going to swing at Zook. Zook, 13 to hit.
Zook dives, ducks, and dodges.
Fantastic. Okay. Brings us to Sari.
Sari's gonna come back up. And longbow Krusty here.
Fantastic.
$15?
15. This guy here, Sari, with a 15, your arrow bounces off of his carapace. A solid hit deflected by his natural armor.
Can I see what that looks like?
That might need a spellcaster, y'all. Yeah. I am respectfully useless this round. Thanks, y'all.
Brings us to Red.
Red is definitely afraid of cross-contamination, but has no choice, as his cleaver is still stuck in a dead body, so he will use his ice pick.
Bounces harmlessly off of his carapace.
That's it for Red.
All right. Fantastic. Red, at the end of your turn, you all begin to hear chanting from the deck of the enemy pirate ship, Zombie Joe! Zombie Joe! Zombie Joe! As an armless figure jumps off the deck of the ship and lands directly in front of you. Zook, you're up.
Zook looks at Red and just giggles, says, "You're in danger."
Oh no! Oh, we're in for it. Okay.
I hate him. I'm sorry.
He's so little.
Well, that's an ugly thing.
That's Zombie Joe, dear.
So now that Zook needs to get to Zombie Joe, he's going to attempt to kill the guy in front of him.
21 certainly hits, so yeah.
Nice.
For
For 11.
In a single shot, Zook, down he goes and over the side, past his unlucky friend who watches him drop and then bob in the gravity plane.
Is this guy within reach, or am I able to move away from him?
He is hanging off the side of the ship, climbing up. If you would like to attack him from there, Zook, I will... Yeah, you don't...
I don't have...
Yeah, we're level
No,
1.
I want to move to... I'm going to move to Zombie Joe.
Okay. Yeah,
I want to make sure I wasn't going to get...
take an opportunity attack against you.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Zombie Joe rears his head back, armless, and flings his whole body at Red. Red, that is a 20 to hit.
That hits.
4, 6 bludgeoning.
Ooh.
I think I messed up the initiative somewhere. I think Zombie Joe is supposed to go before Zook, but that is fine. Brings us to Zook just went, Zombie Joe just went, brings us to the Clawed Bandit, who is going to bring his claw to bear against Red. Red, that is only a 12 to hit as the enormous pincer flies at you and tries to clamp onto you.
The cutting board protects again.
Alright, that is going to bring us to Matthias.
Matthias is going to step up over here and... I gotta measure something right quick. I think it's a little too far, though. I'm pretty sure it is, but I'm going to double check just to be safe. I think it's a 30-foot range.
You could hop down. It's only 6 feet.
Yeah, you could hop down. It wouldn't be any athletics checks or anything. Easy enough to... I mean, as long as your dex isn't less than, like, a 9.
Oh my god, is it less
I
than a
think-
9?
Oh.
Yeah, you'd be able to get yourself over the railing easy enough. If that is what you so choose to do.
Actually, no, that's 60 feet, so that should work. Okay. Looking at both Zombie Joe and Claude Guy here, I decided to dig out my crowbar from my bag of goodies and utilize the spell Catapult upon it.
Oh, nice.
To
Oh, yeah.
launch it through the space of these two guys.
Nice.
So even if I misses one.
Hank, we got some reverb coming from you. I think we're hearing you from both
No.
you and Ace, making you hard to
I'm
hear.
on the other side of the room, Hank.
How about now?
Better. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to fire this thing at them.
Fantastic.
Uh,
DC 13 deck saves from
it-
both of them.
yes. Now it just does the damage on. If one fails it, it just does to the first one.
Got it. So the first one, being the slow, lumbering crabman brute that he is, gets a 2 on his dexterity save.
Uh,
Team bludgeoning.
Huge damage. His shell, he turns towards you just in time. What'd you fling at him?
A crowbar.
Oh, brutal. It cracks him squarely in the chest, and you see his carapace crack like a crab shell. He crumbles down to the ground, his goopy body unable to keep itself together now that his shell is cracked.
I'm gonna take a step back just in case.
Fantastic. All right. And now, you all hear chanting from the deck of the ship. Patomus! Patomus! You hear clapping and the stamping of boots on the enemy ship. Anila, what would you like to do?
Like to move there. Oh, I have the wrong thing selected. Well, I could get it there. And yep, I guess I'm going to do magic missile all 3 to the creature.
Max damage.
yeah.
Fantastic, all right. And which one are you sending the magic missiles at?
This guy right here.
Zombie Joe, fantastic, for 15 points of force, enormous. So he drops onto the ground, and you see Zombie Joe thrashing around on the ground, and...
Then I look up at the ship above and point my finger at them.
Fantastic. Anila, you see a massive figure silhouetted against the ship as Zombie Joe flops around on the deck and then goes still. The chanting of Patomus, Patomus continues, and you hear a sailor shout from behind you, "It's Potamus the Vast! We're doomed!" As he jumps much farther than this considerable bulk should allow. He lands with a massive thud, splintering floorboards beneath him as he lands. Potamus the Vast, the captain of the enemy ship, has joined the fray. And that is going to bring us to the bandits. Only one bandit remaining. Zombie Joe has been thoroughly dispatched. He climbs up onto the deck of the ship, looks around, and he will take a light crossbow shot at Anila, the spellcaster, looking down at him from the top of the staircase.
Uh-oh.
Anila, that is only a 9 to hit.
Oh, he missed.
Fantastic. Okay.
Awesome.
That does bring us to Sari.
Sari is going to see Potamus the Vast's big open maw and fire into it, please.
Hey,
Amazing.
16 hits.
Yes. Oh, boo. Okay, well.
Okay. Zombie Joe is down. That is going to bring us to Red.
Red's gonna run sweeping around Potamus the Vast and bite down on his leg. Chomp!
That hits.
Dealing 6 piercing and gaining 6 points of life.
Ooh.
Nice.
Well played, sir.
Indeed.
You're like a tick.
That just won't go away.
Fantastic. Okay. That is going to bring us around to Zook.
Zook's gonna ignore the guy that just climbed back over, and he's gonna come to the big guy. Yay!
20 hits.
Boom! For
Fantastic. For 11. Potamus howls deep and bellowing as he begins to swing his warhammer about. Anything else from Zook?
he just raspberries the big guy.
He turns to face you and raises his warhammer overhead with both hands, Zook, and prepares to bring it down upon your head. Zook, that is a 20 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
Crashes down onto you for 5 bludgeoning. He then swings it on the backhand to crash into Red. Red, that's only an 11 to hit.
That is a miss.
Optimus continues his swing, doing a bit of a helicopter motion to bring his warhammer back around to Zook. Ooh, Zook's getting the worst of it. Zook, that's a 23 to hit.
That hits.
That is another 4 slashing. I'm sorry, bludgeoning.
Still standing.
Fantastic. That is the end of Captain Potamus's turn. The other Reavers are dead, save for that last bandit, which brings us back to Matthias.
Well, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Do.
Want to try it or not? Prefer if it's a nah, I'm gonna save that because I prefer it if folks are in line. So, we're just going to shoot a bolt of fire at Potamus the Vast.
Nice. Ooh, with a crit
Nice.
for 15 points.
Big target.
All right. Fantastic. Potamus continues to howl, swinging his warhammer about, releasing war cry after war cry. Matthias, anything else? All right, moving on to Anila. What would you like to do?
Oh, I was. Oh. Are these little boxes kind of small, or?
They're probably about 3 feet tall, meaning that the distance between the rail and them is only 3 feet.
Okay. Do you think that they weigh more than 5 pounds?
I would say that the smaller ones on the top would weigh less than 5 pounds.
All right, I'm going to I'm sorry.
No, take your time. You're good.
What I thought I was going to do is not going to work. So, let's see. Yeah, I'm just going to try to gust of wind him and push him back 5 feet.
Okay. A strength saving throw. Potamus the Vast does get a 19 on that saving throw as the wind begins to knock him off balance, but he is able to plant his sizable feet into the deck, almost digging into the divots he left when he landed, and hold his position.
All right.
Right. Fantastic.
Oh, a button for ending turn, or no?
There is. It's up at the where it says Matthias' turn is done in the chat bar. Anila, it's your turn now. There's the EOT, a little pink button directly beneath. Yep, that'll do it.
Okay.
All right, Zook, this bandit positions himself behind you, flanking with Potamus the Vast, and he is going to swing his scimitar at you with a 13 to hit at advantage. And I know that misses. So, as Potamus begins to swing his warhammer around again, a thunderous explosion shakes the ship, filling the air with splinters of wood. Once more, bodies are hurled into wild space, and then everything stops. Wreckage hangs motionless in the air. Reavers freeze in the middle of their tracks. Even the stars stop twinkling. The nebula drifting through space in clouds stop. And the illusion of wild space begins to melt away. And you find yourselves in one of the magical chambers of the simulation deck.
Did we win?
That was excellent.
That was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I had a feeling it was going to be a sim.
Me too, yeah.
Your memories
It's great, though.
slowly drifting back to you. And you find yourselves in the simulations deck. You recall being warned that your first experience in the wild space simulation would be disorienting to test your ability to function under pressure. And as you're kind of regaining your bearings, a hulking figure emerges from the center of the room, walking right out of a massive explosion. A Hidozi with a missing wing flap, wearing a military uniform bristling with medals. The air around her smells like cigar smoke, and she speaks. She says, "As you can see," Boatswain Tardo growls, "the Battle of Hecatha didn't go well for Sardax and her crew, but her last battle makes a good testing ground for new recruits. End simulation!" All the rest of the facade fades away, and you're just in a simple, domed stone room. Boatswain Tardo, "All right, everybody, line up for inspection and appraisal." She gestures all of you to line up in front of her as the simulation continues to fade away, and finally, it's just you and Boatswain Tardo in the place. She begins walking back and forth between all of you. Where to begin? Where to begin? You all handled yourselves extraordinarily. Wonderfully done. One of the best performances I have seen out of any academy training class to date. And I have been doing this a very long time. You, not only do you bring your talents as a cook to the table, but you also appear to be a martial expert as well. You will be a valuable asset to any Spelljammer crew. Red, she looks away from you. And you, wonderful shots. That first well-placed and well-executed arrow turned the tide without a doubt. Well done. And you, consistent damage on the enemy. Situational awareness next to none. And you, for one so small, certainly You are ferocious. And you,
Zook just smirks.
wonderfully executed plan. Usually takes months or weeks aboard a spelljamming vessel to realize that you can incapacitate one by sending them over the side. The confusing nature of a gravity plane, disorienting and disabling. Wonderfully done. Wonderfully done, all of you. So, you all arrived this morning on a ship known as the Belligerents, a chartered galley out of Waterdeep which picked up passengers and crew in many different places, some of which including the Moonshae Isles, Baldur's Gate, Candlekeep, Port Nyanzaru, and Cholt. You've all come to this place for various reasons, but you all now find yourselves at Spelljammer Academy, a secret enclave of spellcasters and swords for hire on the mysterious Isle of Nimbrawl. Graduates from the Academy join the Spelljammer Fleet, a magical navy sworn to protect Toril and explore worlds far beyond. The Academy itself is carved into a 2,000-foot-high column of rock that juts up from the cliffs of the island's west coast. Its multiple levels connected by stairs, ramps, and magical lifts. After you all docked in a sea cave at the base of the column, you marched to the simulations deck midway up the Academy spire. Your mettle has been tested. Now it is time to settle in. Bosun Tardo congratulates you all once more on a job very, very well done, and says, "Welcome everyone to Spelljammer Academy. While you have performed admirably on your first test, that is only the first of many tests that will be put before you all. But now, it is time to get you all situated into the Academy. Here." She walks past each of you and hands each of you a piece of paper. There are many things that you must attend to before your lessons can officially begin. All new cadets must perform these orientation tasks. Make sure that you are familiar with the Academy, its layout, and that you have all of the equipment and knowledge that you need to begin. You all may perform these tasks separately, as a group, in any order that you please, but so long as you finish them. Now, I have another group of cadets who I certainly hope performs half as well as you all did today. But in the meantime, out you go into the Academy.
Luke's just bouncing and all happy, like, all right, and just kind of goes out.
Fantastic. All right, everybody. So, you have your tasks.
You're not coming through.
Who's not coming through?
Hank.
Oh, okay.
Per usual, it's Hank.
Since it was just a sim, can I have my health back?
Yes, your health is restored. And since nobody dropped to 0, we don't have to worry about what happens when that happens in the simulations deck.
Woohoo.
At least for now.
I'm sorry. So, what color do we have access to?
So,
Red?
You all have access to red. Yes, exactly.
I assume because it said cadet quarters with the red button.
Indeed. So, as you're making your way through, you would have gotten a brief history of the Spelljammer Academy while you were making your way up to the simulations deck. A senior cadet would have informed you that while adventurers of all stripes explore Faerun and deal with the perils of ancient ruins, malevolent cults, and long-forgotten tombs, those who come through Spelljammer Academy on Nimbrawl strive to protect the world from far greater threats. Spelljammer Academy trains cadets for service as Spelljammers and members of the Spelljammer Corps, both branches of a magical navy sworn to protect Toril and to explore other worlds beyond. Few people know of the Academy's existence, and its leaders try to keep it that way. Mert the Merciless, of Waterdeep, also known as the Old Wolf, is Spelljammer Academy's founder and chief financial officer. He manages the institution's operations alongside a small group of powerful high-ranking officers, known collectively as the Bridge. While most of its candidates are from Toril, the Academy occasionally recruits from outside of Realm Space. Realm Space being the wild space system that is home to the planet Toril. They recruit to bring individuals with unique talents into their ranks. Gif, Githyanki, Hidozi, Plasmoids, myriad of other people can join the Cadets alongside the folk native to Toril. The Academy was founded by Mert as part of a joint investment with retired elf adventurer Elmendar, who operates a shop on the Rock of Brawl, a city built on an asteroid that you all have heard little bits and pieces of in your stay here so far. Prince Andrew, the monarch of Brawl, has invested heavily in the Academy, though his support has waned as of late over questions regarding security within the institution. And speaking of security within the institution, you all also pass by several new additions to the message boards and pillars of the Academy. Seems every 50 feet or so you find a sign that reads like this. Oh, you all can't see that. That's weird.
Womp womp.
Yeah, womp womp indeed.
Do have one quick question.
Sure.
I know that we are able to replenish our hit points, but are we also able to replenish the expended spell slots, or do we need to wait for that?
You can replenish whatever resources that you used.
Okay, I'll click the long rest thing then just to call it good. Oh, I need to pull out my token now.
There we go.
Woohoo! I get bite again twice a day.
All right. So the signs hung up throughout the Academy read, due to thefts, security checkpoints are in operation throughout the campus. Failure to stop when challenged will result in disintegration.
You will experience slight tingling and then death.
And as you all make your way through the simulation deck level and out into the rest of the Academy, you do see several such guard posts, and they do not look like they are joking.
Sari will wave at every one of them.
The first one that you pass by, they just stoically watch you, their brows furrowed as you go. After maybe 2 or 3 others, there is a plasmoid individual who, when you wave at him, he waves back at you, and you see a set of little black dots and a black line form on his face that turns up into a smile.
I love it.
Well, given the additional security protocols that the place has, I think it'd be wise for us to start with the welcome pack to make together the various welcome packs to make sure that we have all information and materials that we need.
Zook just looks at you. You're no fun.
Well, it's a lot more fun not being disintegrated.
Come on now, rules are lots of fun.
Zook doesn't take anything seriously.
All right, welcome
Zook just
back
kind of
to
hangs his
avoid-
head like, damn it, you're right, but damn it.
Okay. So, you're all wearing little red badges as it stands right now. As you're walking through, you can see people of various security clearances. Their uniforms are in the color of their standard clearance level. And some of them may be wearing a red uniform but have a gold badge, or wearing a red uniform and having a purple badge, and so on. Giving them access to levels that they might not otherwise have access to. So, making your way towards the administration building, towards the administration area, it is the level just above the sea docks. So you have to make your way down through the spire quite a ways before you get there. And as you make your way, you all see strange glowing fish just swimming through the air, phasing through the walls as you go. One of them passes right through a GIF man as he lumbers past, doesn't seem to notice. He kind of goes, whoa, as it passes through his chest, and this strange, translucent glowing fish continues to swim through, phasing through walls as it goes.
Absolutely fascinating.
So, it doesn't take you all long to reach the administration area. And as you make your way in, there is a Thrykean receptionist, a insectoid, with 4 arms and chittering mandibles. Her voice comes out in little clacks and clicks and chitters, but somehow as you approach in your mind, it begins to come through in your various different languages. Whatever language is native to you is what you would hear. And you see this very busy Thrykean receptionist, and you see her reach out and touch a sending stone. And in your mind you hear, Academy accounts payable, so Kerping speaking, please hold. And then she continues and does that over and over and over again, operating the many, many sending stones that deliver messages throughout the Academy. She doesn't seem to look up at you all as you approach. Just continues going about her business.
Ma'am, we have been instructed to get our administration packet before we are disintegrated.
She looks up towards you. Oh, yes. Would hate to be disintegrated. Again, this is in your mind, in your native tongue, as she clicks and clitters and chatters. Okay. One moment. She reaches under her desk and pulls up 5 wrapped packages. A red-level Cadets uniform, plus spare, toiletry bag, 50 GP requisition voucher to spend at the Academy stores, and a blue-level security helmet for visiting the Skydock and during orientation. And she scoots all 5 packages across the table towards y'all.
I'll take. Zook just kind of happily takes his. He's still a little bit of bouncy. Probably can barely see over the desk.
She leans over, her mandibles clicking as she looks at you, and then you hear in your mind, magically resized, of course.
Sari's a little bummed out that Red clashes with her scales.
Yeah. He just kind of bounces and nods at her, because he knows it's in his head, so he doesn't say anything back to her, because he doesn't think he can speak back.
Nice.
Okay.
But what all was in that?
So, there was a red-level cadet uniform, plus a spare. There was a toiletry bag, a 50 GP requisition voucher to spend at the Academy stores, and a blue-level security helmet, blue-level security badge for visiting the Skydock during orientation.
Well, I suppose that credits. Now let me look at the handout.
I'm sorry, I missed it. So I have the red level cadet uniform times 2 toiletry bag, 50 GP voucher to spend at the store, and then you said the blue
level security badge for visiting the Skydock.
The one, the Spelljammer thing I just put up?
Got it.
Yeah, perfect. I want art for the Thread Green. It's another thing I'm trying to do more of, is putting art up for NPCs as they're talking.
Nice.
But Sorker doesn't have art yet, and I'm sad about it.
Just adding these to my inventory.
So, with your welcome pack collected, what would you all like to do next?
Well, next on the list says get our bunk assignment. Are we riding the elevators today?
Do we have elevators?
Yeah, there's magical lifts at the center of the
okay.
rock.
We're
and
in a
there's
magical
stairs.
ice cream cone.
That doesn't mean it's an elevator.
Listen.
But yeah, I suspect considering we each have a spare uniform, we probably need to wear the appropriate attire and also stash the spares that we have, I'd suspect, so...
Zook would just loosely put the coat over his leather armor and, cast away the pants part of it into his backpack.
Sari's just got her helmet on, and she's just gonna be going wee in the elevators.
Fantastic. All right. So, as you all make your way to the cadet quarters, you pass by a smaller, nicer dormitory for Academy graduates as you pass through. There is a refectory where you can take your meals, a little cafeteria area, washrooms, Academy kitchens, which I'm sure Red will be made familiar with quite soon, laundry, and of course, the main cadets' quarters. As you all arrive, there is a large, wide humanoid, a GIF with a hippopotamus's head, with a clipboard standing at the front of the dormitory area. This GIF duty officer assigns a bunk to each of you and tells you all to store your gear in your footlocker. As you all go through and claim your bunks, let's see.
Zook's gonna repeatedly request to make sure he's on the bottom.
Yep. So what's the rules on Sari pushing 2 bunks together so she can starfish?
Do you attempt
Probably
to do
not.
that?
I do attempt to do
So-
this. I am tall.
Okay, so as you approach your bunk, it's a double bed, 2 beds stacked on top of each other, pretty standard bunk bed, and you do see that it is bolted down.
Damn.
Zook just kind of waves his crowbar at you.
She definitely is trying. Like, she's pulling on this.
So, Sari, as you're pulling on it, you hear a clacking behind you after maybe 2 or 3 heaves, and the GIF duty officer is standing behind you with his clipboard clacking on it. Could you not?
And Zook's just waving his
Maybe
crowbar
you could
behind
help
him.
me then.
At that, the GIF steps back, says, "Bunks are not to be moved.
Aw.
Positions are not to be traded." He looks back at you, Sari. Your assigned
Sir.
bunk is the one you get, ma'am.
That's fine, sir, but some part of me is going to be hanging off this bed.
Then it will hang off.
You could just sleep in the fetal position.
What the hell is a fetal position?
The GIF looks over towards you, Zook, and just turns and begins walking back to the front of the door.
As Zook slowly puts his crowbar back in his bag.
So, Zook, the
Matthias,
bunk that you were searching
scratches
for...
his-
Go ahead.
All I was going to say was that Matthias is just scratching his beard and just asks, Zook, were you planning on prying the bed loose, or are you planning on trying to hit him with the crowbar?
Wow. And he just kind of walks away to where the gifts was talking to about.
A little bit of both, maybe?
He just shrugs as he walks away.
All right. So, Zook, as you were hoping for that bottom bunk that you were looking at, you find that you do in fact have the bottom bunk. Not only that, but you're by an airy window with a wonderful view of the ocean beneath. But as you approach and go to put your stuff on your bunk, you hear from behind you, "Change of plans, Greenie. This bunk's mine now. Go tell the duty officer it wasn't to your liking and we'll get ourselves swapped over. Tell him you've traded bunks with Vina." The elf points to an unkept bunk in a very noisy section of the dorm right next to the bathroom. Says, "That one'll do fine for you. Go on and tell him."
Zook just turns around. The smirk leaves his face completely for the first time since anyone's seen. I don't think so. As he puts his hand on the hilt of his rapier.
She throws
You're
up
like
her
this-
hands and laughs. Like, "You're gonna stab me in the middle of the dormitory? You trying to get kicked out?" 4 of her friends behind her just bust out laughing. Go
Sari
on,
would
Greenie.
like to stand behind Sook, please. All 6'4" of her.
Zook, let's get an intimidation at advantage. As you hold your hand on your rapier and Sari steps up behind you.
Should roll again. Damn it.
You're so fluffy. I'm just picturing you super fucking fluffy.
Ugh.
In my head, you tried to bristle, but just made you look like a puffball.
So, Vina's eyes narrow as she sees Sari come up behind you, and as you make your threat, Zook, she brings up a foot and kicks you in the chest with a 17 to hit.
He takes it, hops back, and then hops at her with a fist.
Fantastic. Go and roll an attack. Unarmed, unless you're actually pulling out your rapier.
I'm not that dumb. So just a D20 plus my dex. 1D20 plus 3. Damn it. I'm losing in this situation.
Zook, she ducks out of the way.
Oh, and my 3 didn't go in, so it's a 14.
14. She ducks out of the way, but you manage to cross and catch her square. What do you do? You hit her.
Oh, how tall was she?
She is average height, probably like 5'6", 5'7".
So he's going for the jaw, but hits her right in the throat.
Oh, oof. Roll damage. 1d4 plus strength.
D4 plus 0.
Ah, nice. So you strike her in the throat. She falls down to her knees. The 4 friends behind her were about to jump in, and they see this, and they look up at Sari. You look down at Vina,
Smile.
who's on her knees holding her throat, and they all just put their hands up and slowly begin backing away. One of them grabs Vina from under the arm and pulls her away.
Luke's just gonna turn to Siri and just back to smirking. Just kind of happy and goes and lays in his bed. Like nothing happened.
I don't know where Sari is stationed, but she gets top bunk, which under her weight, I assume is just going to like droop way down on Zook.
So, Sari, you climb up onto your top bunk, and there is a gnome on the bottom bunk, and you see as it like sinks down, he's like pulling like the blanket closer and closer to himself. Ah!
Hey, the gift said these are the rules. One bed. I'll try not to jump up and down on it.
Says thank you, I guess.
Hopefully I don't accidentally release my breath weapon while I sleep.
Oh.
You just hear Zook overhearing this, and you hear this little laughter and giggling.
Nina finally stops coughing.
Oh, I just figured out why they put that elf by the bathroom. She's a piece of shit.
Oh. All right, everyone. So, settling into your bunks, getting all nice and situate here, making friends already. Let's go ahead and take our break. And when we come back, you can continue with your orientation tasks.
Is it already been? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has been so fun already. All right, back in 10.
All right, yeah, back in 10, everybody. Have a good break. All right, everybody, so welcome back to Spelljammer Academy. You are getting into your orientation. Bosun Tardo, after completing your simulation on the simulation stick, provided you all with a list of orientation tasks to complete. And while you have completed a couple of them, there are still many more to go. You have collected your welcome pack from administration and reported to quarters for bunk assignment. What would you all like to do next?
I think we're just following the list.
Report to Skydock for Spelljamming ship inspection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, making your way from the cadet quarters down the several flights towards the sea dock. I'm sorry, opposite way, you're heading up. My bad. So heading up even more floors, making your way up towards the Skydock, You pass by several inspection points, and they stop and check each of your badges to make sure that you do have blue level clearance. And as you're making your way up there, you're seeing all kinds of strange things that take place here at Spelljammer Academy, and a lot of them, nobody really seems to pay any mind to any of the strange things that are happening. As you're making your way up towards the Skydock, when you're almost there, seemingly to have just disembarked from whatever ship they arrived on, you all see a GIF dignitary, this hippopotamus wearing a military-style vest with just metals stacked on metals stacked on metals. You can hear him jingle as he walks past. And he's being escorted by several Academy officers. And as he stands up straight, dignified, and walking past you all, just as he walks past you, he breaks wind that could set the sails of fleets. It is long, it is boisterous.
Boisterous gas. Jesus.
And the officers that are escorting him politely carry on as though nobody heard it.
With permission, Sari is going to lift Zook out of the range of direct fire.
As Zook's just kind of whiffing his arm or his hand around, like, and kind of gives that dizzy look in his eyes.
All right.
Matthias, upon this olfatory assault upon himself, taps part of one of the pauldrons he has on his coat, and uses his magical tinkering where it starts producing a far more pleasant smell, much like lilacs or something like that, to try to ward off that stench.
He's prestidigitating.
An artificer, it's magical tinkering, but it's essentially the same thing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Red doesn't notice.
Red doesn't notice.
He doesn't breathe.
Nice. Very nice. Okay, so as the honor guard for this gift continues on, you see a few of them take a deep breath as they walk farther along. A few of them obviously have been holding their breath. But you do make your way to the Skydock. Spelljamming ships frequently dock here at the summit of the Academy. Most vessels that are here are assigned to the Academy, but some are independent merchant vessels delivering supplies and whatnot. So as you all approach, a pair of twin gnomes approach all of you. They have tool belts, artificer aprons. They are very clearly at work here. And they make their way over to you and say, "Welcome," and the other, "Wonderful to see you again." They again was directed towards you, Sari, as these two gnomes were down on the sea dock when you arrived quite by accident. They saw the interaction between you and Bosun Tardo, and so yeah, they say, "Wonderful to see you again, and wonderful to meet the rest of you. We have much to show you. You'll need to learn your way around a Spelljammer if you're going to be a crew for one eventually, so come on!" And they gesture you up onto the deck of a squid ship.
Is that the
Zook
one
just
that
kinda
looks
takes
like a
off running.
cuttlefish?
It is the one that looks like a cuttlefish.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is that the one like the Mind Flayer ship, or is that like a different ship?
It's similar, although this one is more shaped like an actual squid, like an actual cuttlefish, as opposed to the Mind Flayer ones that look like kind of like a mollusk with tentacles at the front.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, they're showing you all around. They show you the Spelljammer helm, inform you of how it's used, and all of that kind of stuff. All of these details that will be made far more clear for you on August 16th. But for now, they show you around, showing you the Spelljammer helm, the various decks. They show you how the gravity planes work, how when you're on one of these ships, the gravity plane splits right through the middle of the ship. So It's almost
Hashtag
like
ad.
what's up?
Hashtag D&D Beyond. Hashtag Spelljammer August 16th.
But yeah, they explained to you a lot of the physics that went down as you were fighting on your Spelljammer ship, how the air envelope works, the Spelljammer helm creating an envelope of air around the ship that is breathable. That if you were to go beyond those envelopes, you would carry a small amount of air with you, but that amount would be very finite. You'd have a very specific amount of time before that air ran out. Basically giving you the rundowns on the ships and how they operate. Now, while you're all up there, who has the highest passive perception among you?
16.
That 13 only, so.
15 for red.
I suspect some are going to beat me just because I don't think I have proficiency in perception at this point.
Okay.
When you're at it, get it.
So let's
Innately.
have everybody roll perception checks. Zook, you can do so at advantage.
Okay. I'll take that.
Boom.
Fantastic. Okay, so Zook, during this inspection and as you're being shown around, there you notice a ship across the Skydock. See an Academy officer, a hobgoblin, supervising the unloading of a merchant ship. You notice the merchant surreptitiously slipped a platinum piece across, and in return the merchant hands the hobgoblin a small bottle of wine, which the officer conceals in his pocket. Do you respond in any way?
Jesus.
No. Zook would just smirk and remember that for later for when he wants a hit.
Fantastic. Okay. So, the gnomes are nitpicking inane little details, like when they were talking about the air envelope. The first gnome, Kip, got the measurement off by a fraction of an inch, and Pick immediately corrected him. They always look at things together when they are showing you various pieces of the spelljamming ship. They are both staring intently at whatever they're talking about. And, yeah, they like to say that 4 eyes are better than 2, something that they say a lot. The 2 gnome ship inspectors wear meticulously maintained uniforms, their tools neatly arranged all across their apron and gear. And, you see, as they're making their way across, they bring you down from the Spelljammer ship, and another ship had docked while you were all doing your inspection. And you see Kip look over towards you all. Excuse me, one moment, we have to do a return inspection. And you see him pull out a white glove and slip it onto his hand. You see all the sailors aboard the Spelljammer ship, their eyes go wide as they immediately start scrubbing down scrubbing down the rails. You see people just going crazy trying to clean as Kip approaches, white glove on.
Zook's gonna see a dirty spot and try to secretly wipe it off with his sleight of hand.
Alright. Alrighty, everybody. Yeah.
Matthias is pondering all the stuff that they have talked to them about, including the whole how the gravity plane is in the center of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
He's just kind of muttering to himself like, so you kind of hear him saying, well, this theoretically would imply that the main reason to have more conventional style ships is for if you're going to make some sort of water landing or land landing upon a planet.
They would agree.
In theory, and yeah, he's just kind of rambling like that to himself as he's taking notes.
Oh, the gnomes would not allow you to ramble. They would be rambling right back at you, answering every query with immediate answers. Sometimes they'd argue amongst each other over which one had the more precise answer. But yeah, they would have an answer to every question that you asked. And they would indeed say that there are several different varieties of Spelljammer ships. Some of them you've probably seen before, just in their more innocuous forms. They say that many ships dock at Waterdeep and in other major cities like Neverwinter, but with strict rules to land out at sea and sail into port in those major cities as to not draw too much attention to themselves. But yeah, other ships are fitted with landing spurs, things that allow them to land on dry surfaces, and others aren't designed to land at all. Like they would mention the Eye Tyrant ship. That ship was never meant to land anywhere.
With it being a ship of beholders, that's probably for the best, because I don't think anyone would desire that thing to land anywhere around them.
Say, oh, most certainly that can be agreed upon. No one would want an Eye Tyrant ship landing anywhere near them. So yeah, after maybe 10-15 minutes of showing you around the Spelljammer, the gnomish twins would conclude their tour, give you a quick note of recommendation saying that you have in fact finished this course for this part of your training, allowing you all to continue on to whatever it is you would like to do next.
Now we have to split up.
Weaponry.
Well, yes, from what it said, the thing for...
Oh, core cadets and Spelljammer
Yeah.
cadets.
Yeah,
Are any of us core cadets?
Zook is definitely one. He has no magical powers.
So
How do we know what we are?
Essentially how that works is if you are capable of casting spells, as in you have a spell slot that you can use to cast spells, you can go to the Spelljammer Academy. And if you are not one capable of casting spells using spell slots, you would go to the Spelljammer Core.
So legit, it's just Zook.
Sari, do you have spell slots yet?
She will at level 2.
Then she is not a Spelljammer yet.
Okay.
Let's go, Rocket.
I don't have spell slots yet either.
That would be red as well then.
So it appears as if it's the Artificer and the Mage who potentially can do the Spelljammer Cadet thing.
So as you're all having this discussion and deciding which way to go, Kip and Pip would in fact inform you that you can accompany each other if you would like to. You could of course split up, but you could observe at the Spelljammer Nexus the Spelljammer prospects performing their tests. There is an observation wing.
Cool.
Okay.
Zook wants to go get his weaponry, though.
I would say we just do this where everyone goes to the weaponry place, then we can forward to the training thing as well.
Zook mumbles something about taking a nap while the spellcasters do their thing.
Well,
I mean,
I could use some weapons too. When we were just in that simulation, I would have liked to have had a crossbow. So let's go with them.
Yes.
Fantastic.
where is the stores exactly?
These stores
Alright, down here.
Yep.
Yeah.
near the bottom.
So many stairs.
So many stairs. Keep
Are
your
we not
legs-
riding the elevator?
There is a lift. It was described to you all.
Oh,
Whee!
I retract my statement.
All right.
Let's go, Vlad.
All right. So, making your way down through the lifts once more, you eventually do make your way down to the level just above administration, down to the stores. As you all enter into the room, you see what looks like a construct, some sort of machine, making his way around, pulling things off of shelves, tinkering with things on various desks. He's very scatterbrained. He goes all over the place, working on one thing for a brief moment and then returning and working on another thing. And you all get your first glimpse of Mr. Blip. Mr. Blip is an odd but well-loved member of the Spelljammer Academy. He, as you all approach him, he turns towards you, and his eyes turn green. They light up green, and he lets loose this series of pops and whistles and beeps in your general direction, and then waits as if waiting for you to reply.
Matthias is, of course, fascinated by this obvious construct.
Zook's just looking at all the armor and looking for some studded leather.
So after a brief moment of his beeps and whistles and pops, you hear him... Apologies. Had something in my throat. Welcome, cadets. Welcome, one and all, to the Academy stores. I am the Academy Quartermaster. You may refer to me as Mr. Blip. Now, let's get you all situated. I assume that you've all already acquired your welcome package and have your voucher for the stores.
Zook's just waving it in the air.
Yes, I see you, little friend. Do the rest of you have your vouchers?
Yes, I do.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Fantastic. Now, be sure that you spend all of it. Anything left on your voucher after it is sent to me will be removed. Vouchers are not refundable anyway. And any excess coinage left on your voucher after you have finished this trip will be gone. Now!
We have to spend all of this now?
Indeed! All of it. Every cent. Or don't. I don't care, but you can't leave with it. Now, what can I get for you all?
Zook's just gonna be jumping up behind everybody, and all you hear is in the squeaky voice about studded leather, and like he's just obnoxious about it.
Alright, everybody, so let's just go down the list as I see it in Discord. Red, what would you like to requisition with your 50 GP? Anything that is in the player's handbook under adventuring gear, weapons, and armor, you have access to. Tools as well.
Does anybody else know what they want? Red's still looking.
Well,
If anyone
Sari
is
would
ready, you
like-
can go ahead.
Sari would like studded leather before Zook gets his based on principle.
Okay. Everything uses standard prices out of the PHB, so your studded
45.
leather would be 45, indeed.
What can I get for 5 gold pieces?
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, head over to the, Ace, do you have a copy of the PHB on you?
Hold on.
I can find one. Hold
It's
on.
page 150 is the adventuring
Here's the-
gear. There is a lot.
I just put a link in for the adventuring gear.
Oh,
Fantastic.
thank you. Where did you put that?
In
There it
Roll20,
is.
or
Okay.
D-
Thank
or
you.
Discord.
I
My
got
brain
it. I
don't
got
work.
it. It's okay. Well, it's okay.
Alright.
Alright, so while Sari tries to figure out what she would like to do with the remaining 5 GP, Anila, what would you like to requisition? You said a light crossbow, right?
I did.
Fantastic.
Still looking for that though.
25
Okay.
GP.
Okay.
How do you know the PHB so well, Zypher?
I have the pages pulled up already. I keep them up. Literally was just looking at it.
Okay.
Some of my internet windows are always the weapons, the armor, and adventuring gear.
I have 4 screens and I don't even do that.
Oh, it's a page I keep minimized 90% of the time.
Nice. Alright, Anila, is there anything else that you had in mind that
Yeah.
you'd like to pick up?
Crossbow case and crossbow bolts.
Fantastic. Ah, yes, that actually brings up an excellent point that we have not really discussed too much yet. Ammo tracking will be a thing in this game, as many of the various weapons that you all will come across require special ammunition. So
Let me turn that little thing off.
yeah,
then.
go
Turn
ahead
that thing
and
on.
turn ammo tracking on your character sheets if you haven't already, everybody.
Perfect. I'm gonna test that real quick.
Okay.
That'll also be something to spend your gold on. Ammunition.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
where
go.
I
do,
think I'll do that.
where do you do the
It's not doing it.
ammo tracking from?
Alright.
You don't? Do you have the API for it?
I do. I'm setting it up right now. So I
Okay.
believe I believe that is something that I have to do.
Oh, okay.
There's a there's a thing on that last page, the settings page. If you go down on the far right, where there's one that says ammo tracking. It's 3/4 of the way down.
I just word searched it.
Nice.
Ammo tracking pops up.
And then there's a button here for me to click as well. Inventory, ammo tracking on.
Alright. Let me try it again.
20 arrows is 25 gold piece. Oh, no, 1 gold piece. Can I spend all 5 on... I would like 100 arrows, please.
Hell yeah, alright.
Alright. Do I have to refresh since you added a new API?
It would help. You don't have to, technically. I can restart the sandbox from right here with this button here that says Restart API Sandbox.
There you go, do that.
But certainly couldn't hurt. Alright, Anila. So your crossbow case, and your ammunition. Is there anything else that you'd like to purchase?
I'm gonna get more of that ammunition. And I don't know what I'm going to do with my other 20 gold pieces yet.
Alright. We will swing back around to you as Red and Sari both need to figure out what they want to do with the rest of their gold too.
I said I'll do yeah, 100 arrows.
Okay.
Well, problem with playing an artificer is
you get to make whatever you want.
well, there is also the fact that they essentially act as hoarders, where it's a lot of small little bitty things that they gather up. Because you always sit there and think, oh, I could use this, I could use this. So,
Alright,
at least that tends to be the way I sometimes wind up playing them.
Got it. Zypher, while we're figuring this out, do you mind checking through the ammo and make sure that the ammo tracking is working well?
Yeah, give me a second.
Thank you.
It did not change on mine.
I do know I'm going to open up my little deal to start putting things in here because... No, not that. Why did I do that? Did not mean to drag you out. I meant to click on you.
You okay, buddy?
I think there's got to be a way I have to tie the short bow to the arrows. Ammunition. Arrows, yeah.
Okay, I'm going
Oh, my AC is 14 now.
I figured it out.
Good job.
So
it even
when
tells
you
you
have
19
that,
left, tell you.
yeah. So when you go into the short bow thing, there's an ammunition type, and you have to have it in that box where all your all your different usable things are, and you have to use that same ammunition name as that is labeled in there.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put that back at 20.
Can you make that make sense for me?
Yeah, I'm gonna test it out and try and do it for you right now, Sari, so I can make sure that I know how to do it.
Thank you.
Ammunition.
Are you- Okay, you made that happen. I was like, I didn't do that. I touched nothing and it opened.
Right, it's always got to be jarring when I just start messing around with your character sheets. I apologize. I really should start warning people.
All right.
I'm going in.
So I've got a list of things I'm gonna be grabbing.
You want me to try?
Hey,
Oh, you did it.
fancy.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna save that crit for the next time you guys get into a fight.
Yay!
No, I mean for me. I rolled it. Okay, you can give your arrow back. You just press up on the little marker there. All right, Anila, you need to track ammo as well. Did you get how to get that to work?
Oh, I don't even know how to put stuff on the Roll20 character sheet. So
Okay, so what you're going to do...
I had a lot of trouble with that.
Okay, so I'm learning my perfect. Okay, so what you're gonna do is on the right-hand side of your screen, you're gonna see your journal and your compendium, that eye with the circle around it. Up
Up at the top of here? Okay.
Yep. That's your compendium.
Oh.
Whenever you need to search anything as far as items, spells, literally anything, you type it into there. My compendium is open and complete, so literally anything that is printed 5e material, you can search for in that. For this case, you're just going to search arrows.
Bolts.
Yep, bolts, perfect. And then under where it says items, bolts, or crossbow bolts, whatever it may be, click and drag that onto your character sheet, into your equipment section in the middle there.
Okay, and I would do the same thing with the case and the
Yep.
the light crossbow.
Exactly, exactly. And then once you have that set up, check something real quick.
Oh, you
Sari, I'm going to
think
shoot
that
another
this would
bow
be-
for you here. Perfect,
I
okay.
don't know how. Okay. All right, I'll get back to you then. Let me see if I can figure this out.
Yeah, no worries. And I can always do it for you, of course, if you'd like me to. It's not an issue at all.
Are we getting any back? So, like, I have a leather jacket. Am I just going to give this to him and not get any money back for it?
Yeah, they're not selling you anything here. You can give it to them if you want, or you can keep it and keep it in your locker.
Yeah, I'll probably put it in my locker then.
Right. Okay.
I know that I'm taking studded leather, a grappling hook, caltrops. I'm buying 2 things of caltrops. And then another a bag of ball bearings.
Okay. Fantastic. Alright. Anila, are you having any luck dragging things in from the compendium to your sheet?
No, because I made my sheet be able to move out of the, and I had it on a different
okay.
screen.
Yeah, that makes it a bit of a pain in the butt.
It's not letting me do that. So let me just close this character sheet. Oh, I'm gonna lose this place. Okay.
Oh, and grappling hook.
Pull up another one. Okay.
And when you're dragging them in, make sure you're not dragging in the one from proficiencies, as far as your light crossbow. Make sure you're dragging in the one from items. Otherwise, it won't go into your sheet properly.
Hopefully I'm doing it right.
Yep. Like, I see crossbow bolts. Fantastic.
Oh, they did go in?
Yep, and they automatically populate in your,
And I
resource
have
tracking.
80 of them, so how do I do that?
So on the left-hand side, where your crossbow bolts just showed up in your equipment list at the bottom there, you just click the number where it says like 1 and then crossbow bolts. Click on that and you can adjust it to whatever you need it to be.
Okay.
So, yep. Okay, so they're equipped, all that good stuff. So you just click on the 1 there,
Huh?
and then change that number
Ah!
to 80.
Okay. Do 80 or just 4?
How many did you buy?
I bought 4, which is
4
20
sets of them.
I bought 4 sets of them, so it should be 80.
Yep. So
Yeah.
go ahead and put 80 there. You want the number.
You sure? Because this
Yes.
one just populated this other part here.
Yep,
Okay,
that's exactly what we want.
Okay.
And so once you type in 80 there, it'll show 80 up there on your crossbow bolts total. Perfect. And now what we want to do is...
Okay.
Okay, let me see something. We also...
Crossbow bolt case.
There we go. Perfect.
And where's the... Oh, and I got the light crossbow.
Yep,
already.
I just dragged that in for you. So
Thank
now what we're going to do is when you hover over light crossbow up in your actions and spellcasting section, you're going to see a gear icon pop up. Click on that gear.
What?
Up in actions and spellcasting, it's up near the center of your character sheet above your equipment section.
Some spell casting.
Yep. You'll see this option that says light crossbow there.
Right, and what am I supposed to do with that?
Click the gear icon, so it gives you a little drop-down menu. Perfect.
Okay.
And now near the bottom, where is it? Range, magic bonus, crit, damage, type. Weird. It's not showing us ammo.
Did you go into the settings tab and ammo tracking
Oh,
on?
Right. Anila, I'm just going to go ahead and turn ammo tracking on for you right now. You're going to see some things happening on your character sheet.
Okay. No, since I'm using D&D Beyond, will that automatically track over here too?
Oh.
No.
Probably not.
Oh.
So
Okay.
Carl is our resident D&D Beyond expert, and he's not joining our game until like a month from now.
Yeah.
So might I recommend using the Character Mancer at least until Carl joins us, just for ease of use.
Character Mancer.
It's what
Yes,
we're.
Oh, I've been
yeah.
using all night tonight. I've been using D&D Beyond. I know
really?
D&D Beyond much better than I know.
Okay.
this.
So
Well,
let's try this then.
Go ahead. Tell me what your main issue that you think it's going to be.
Well, I see. That's the thing. I don't know. I don't know if or when issues are going to come up, and I just don't know how to fix problems that do come up through D&D Beyond. But if you know the platform, then by all means, feel free to use it. So go ahead and try to fire something with your crossbow.
Okay. Alamanda, when you go into your inventory on D&D Beyond, arrows should be there, right?
So I have that. It's already set up on D&D
okay,
Beyond.
no,
I
yeah,
have problems doing the other.
I understand.
Okay.
I'm just saying when you click on it, click on arrows, it'll open up that little side window for you, and there will be a way to track it there. You just have to do it manually. So when you use an arrow, just go to quantity and take one out.
But it's not under actions or attacks. What is it?
No,
under
it's under inventory up on top where it says actions.
Oh yeah.
Right next to its inventory. If you go down to wherever you have arrows, and you click on arrows, it opens up the window for arrows. And if you go down a little bit, it should say quantity. With your automatic 20 there, you can add and take away as needed.
Okay, so it sounds like for ammo tracking through D&D Beyond, it's just got to be done manually for now.
Manually,
Is that what I'm
yes.
hearing? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, Red was going to buy a bunch of stuff. Empty files and silk ropes and backup weapons. Instead, I'm just going to buy 2 acid vials.
Nice.
Exactly 50 gold pieces.
I just wound up getting a lot of kind of more mundane but low-cost stuff. I got a grappling hook, full of candles, piece of chalk, some string, a steel mirror, set of manacles because you never know, full signal whistles, empty vials and an empty flask.
Okay.
Bell, ink pen, ink, and a couple pieces of parchment. Of course, a piece of chalk in case I needed to mark down stuff.
Man, I'm glad I'm not the only one that thought grappling hook was a good idea.
I was gonna get a grappling hook, and then I realized I literally spider climb everywhere.
Yeah, I got to say, for a Dampier, it doesn't. It's useful if you're it's not useful most of the time to have a grappling hook with a Dampier, because if you can reach it, you can stand on it.
Mine was like, he's 4 feet tall. He needs it. With the grappling hook, does it have a rope on it, or do I need to tie my hempen rope to it?
I would assume the grappling hook would come with the rope, but does it specify that it has a certain length or distance you can throw it?
It doesn't that I know of.
Okay, so then I would also assume, so if it doesn't specify a range on the grappling hook, I would assume that you have to attach your hempen rope to it.
I assume you have to because it states the grappling hook weighs 4 pounds.
Oh yeah, so that is not rope. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even silk rope weighs 5 pounds, so.
That makes sense. I just wanted to make sure I was on the same page. It's 50 feet of hempen rope, so I'm not mad.
So it does appear that you would need both.
I'm mad.
Mm-hmm.
You guys make me so happy. Nerds.
I just didn't want to buy pitons, so I bought a grappling hook.
Hey, be nice about pitons. Pitons are amazing.
I still call them pittons.
Kittens.
Actually, check the price of one more thing before I finish this off.
Sure.
Zook may just pilfer
I
an
think
arrow
you-
or two every once in a while from Siri.
I am your one-stop shopping situation.
He doesn't plan to use his short bow very often.
Oh no, it's 1,000 gold pieces. I don't have that. I'll come back for it.
What's that?
I want a spyglass.
Oh, you are better off stealing that from someone's ship.
That
Yeah,
is
on the-
solid thinking.
Oh, rogue. Rogue
I
is
al-
on my list.
He just pointed out. The rogue needs goggles of night is eventually what he's gonna be looking for.
Cool. I may or may not be wearing goggles right now because
Oh,
I am also a nerd.
yeah, he's definitely. Oh, you are wearing in real life.
Yes.
All right, everyone. Does anyone else have any more money left on their voucher to spend?
Yeah, I have 10 gold.
Fantastic. What would you like to do with it?
Well, Oh, I'm gonna buy manacles.
Manacles. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have 8 left now.
Let me do some quick math to make sure I have mine added up right.
Sure. The magnifying glass is 100 down to 1,000, Sari.
Yeah.
No, she wanted a
She
spyglass.
wants-
Spyglass.
A little bit different there. My bad.
It's okay. I thought I was about to buy it. That's my bad. Oh, did anyone buy soap? Oh, we're going to space.
Did.
Everyone wash your hands.
Literally no one in the history of my D&D games has ever bought soap.
I didn't even know you.
I did.
I didn't
but
know you could
that
buy
is
soap.
also-
Yeah, you can
It's
buy
2
soap.
copper pieces, but guys, we're gonna wash our hands. We don't know what we're touching. Okay?
Zook's a rabbit. He cleans himself.
I
Ew.
actually used it at one point to help create something for a smaller party member to slide through an area.
Where do we stand on sentient creatures licking themselves? Because I'm out.
Yeah, not in public, please.
Oh no, he would definitely be doing that in private quarters.
Thank you for not saying in his bunk. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, just
no.
you're laying in bed at night and all you hear is.
Okay, no. Zypher, where's my spray bottle?
I've got a dog that does it. I know exactly what it sounds like.
Anyone that owns a dog knows what it sounds like, Zypher. Doesn't mean we need to hear it come from you.
Oh, we're not well.
I mean, maybe different dogs sound like different things.
Oh my god.
Oh. Well, darn. I could either have ink or I could have paper and a pen.
Oh, no.
Yes, I'm
I
gonna
also
sell back
collected-
one of my daggers.
I got a question. How much gold are you needing to get all of that? I got a little bit left over on mine. We just
Oh,
figured
I
out how
just
much.
needed
Paper's 2 silver pieces.
yeah, the paper wasn't a problem. It's the ink that's 10 gold pieces a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Hold on.
let's see.
Some of mine has some various copper and silvers attached to it, so. Let me
I
do
guess
some
instead
adding.
of 5 daggers, I'll only get 4, and that'll give me enough for paper.
Well,
ink.
I can give back 20 arrows if we need more. Like, we don't-
No. You keep that because
You're an
keep
archer.
in mind-
She'd prefer things to be stabbed long range than up close and personal.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you have to take care of your wizard too. Pamper your wizards, okay?
I know at least Zook had starting gold, so if he has to buy something for you, he can.
Nothing is for sale here at this place.
Oh.
It's all just vouchers.
Boo.
Or you'll get a chance to use your starting gold later.
Yeah.
All right, so Anila, do you have your voucher figured out? You're putting back a dagger and getting your ink and pens?
Exactly.
Fantastic.
Well played.
Yeah.
If you're needing paper, I did snag 10 pages worth of it, so
Okay.
got some. And yeah, I think that's it. They're gonna.
Or
keep
if you
us-
need another dagger, Zook's got 2 of them and he probably won't use them much.
Daggers to go around.
Yeah.
Okay. Red,
Yeah.
you just bought 2 vials of acid, right?
Yes, 2 vials of
That's
acid.
That's
Fantastic.
amazing.
Does anybody else have money left on their voucher?
No.
I do, but I don't see anything else that I'm wanting.
Okay.
So
How
you're
much
gonna
do you
buy
have left?
arrows for your friend, right?
How much do they cost?
24 gold piece.
20
How
arrows
many
for
can you-
a gold piece.
What?
How much do you have
how many
left?
You got like 5 gold and a couple silver and copper.
Yeah.
So whatever you can get with 5 gold.
1 gold will get me another 20 arrows.
Okay,
Is
I'll
this like
snag 20
a-
arrows and you can get.
Yes.
I wouldn't complain about 20 more arrows.
Is this like a
What did
Sea
it
of
say?
Thieves thing where we just have a bucket just full of ammunition?
Nice.
I will go ahead and get that for Zook as well then.
Apparently, I have 1,202 arrows. I don't know how I did that to myself, but I'm gonna fix it now. Don't worry.
That's amazing. Ugh. I gotta track my daggers in case I throw them too. So let me put one on there for
Oh
that.
yeah, because I'm gonna want to throw my daggers.
Oh, that's
Okay.
so cool.
So just
okay.
set those up as a expendable resource, or just, if you're using D&D Beyond, just be sure to track it. Like, just reduce the number you have when you throw one, and so on and so forth.
I'm gonna try to figure out how to.
Hey, it worked.
Okay.
Also, you're allowed if you use your movement to go get them
Yes.
because
Yes,
lightning
yeah.
javelins are expensive, and we do not leave them behind.
We also have an artificer that can make things return.
If you be really, really nice, he'll make it return.
I have.
Treasure got a returning hand axe. That's amazing, and he loves it.
Other thing, if it's like a bow or if it's a longbow, short bow, whatever, longbow and short bow and enhanced weapon infusion can be put on it to make it a +1, just like a regular weapon. Crossbows, a repeating shot infusion is possible, which I use in another campaign, and it's a lovely thing.
Just invalidate Series 1200 arrows by making her bow.
Return
Well, you can't do it with it. You can't do it with
ammunition.
arrows. I can't do it with ammunition. The closest you can do is a repeating shot crossbow, where it basically fires magical ammo, where you don't have to reload it. But her longbow's got better range than a heavy crossbow has.
We like range. We like range.
Mm-mm.
Something I'm really hoping for out of 5.5 is like armor piercing and like various and different types of ammunition and things like that. I think would be cool.
Yes.
Different types of ammunition would be cool, like flame arrows.
And
I've
then if
made
anyone
flame
gets
arrows.
too close, we use the breath weapon.
One of my campaigns, I took the random cloth that I had and wrapped it around the front of the arrow and lit it on fire and shot someone with it. That was fun.
Nice. Well, all right, everyone. So, after concluding your business with Mr. Pip, the quartermaster, what would you like to move on to next?
Spelljammer Cadet only report to the Nexus.
Is that everybody's opinion?
Yeah, it's
Yes,
Spelljammer
it's
School.
next on the list.
All right. Fantastic. Okay, so
Okay, I do have a question.
yeah, go ahead.
It says complete gymnasium assault course.
Hell yeah.
Who's doing the assaulting?
Do
Like,
any of you
are we
plan on not
assaulting the
doing
course?
assaulting?
Like, are we assaulting the course, or is the course assaulting us via like danger rooms?
You will be assaulting the course, hopefully,
Woo! Okay.
assuming you all do well.
Hey. All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
You're good. Okay, everyone. So, the Spelljammer Nexus is the exclusive training area for Spelljammer Cadets. Contains a laboratory, a library, navigational and astronautical reference sections, chart room, and of course the Nexus itself, which is a large chamber
Ooh.
containing 8 training spelljammering helms. These are ornate, high-backed chairs mounted onto mechanical gimbals that encircle a 30-foot high orrery depicting realm space.
Are there any spyglasses laying around?
As you all approach, you can see a few Spelljammer cadets making their way into here, and as these training groups make their way in, you see a young Hidozi man standing in front of the door, kind of directing, says, "Spelljammer Corps, this way. Spelljammer cadets, this way," directing you all through, and directing the Spelljammer Corps cadets towards the observatory, a raised section that overlooks the Nexus that allows you to see in and watch the proceedings. So, who is going to be joining the Spelljammers?
I believe at the moment it is, I think it's only myself and Anilio that have the prerequisites.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. So, Matthias and Anila, as you make your way past the Hidozi cadet who's directing you all, the rest of you making your way up to the observation deck to watch from above, you all see an astral elf standing in the middle of the room. As you all enter in, Serth Abijin introduces himself. Welcome, one and all. You all have arguably the most important jobs aboard any spelljamming ship. That, of course, being to fly. So Serth makes big dramatic gestures, although their voice is low and soft. They're very, very exaggerated with any of their movements, always moving their arms about when they speak. So Serth is here to teach you all how to operate the training helms. As you all approach, he gestures you all to take a seat in one of the training helms. Matthias and Anila, they gesture you towards a pair of these large high-backed chairs.
Oh man,
All right.
I'm so sad.
She kind of excited about learning how to fly these ships. So
Absolutely, get it.
Mhm.
Okay. So,
Okay.
as you take your seats, Serth, now, flying a spelljammer is not so much like piloting a ship or a wagon. Issuing commands through a spelljammer helm is a strange sensation, more akin to thinking about moving a limb than operating controls. There is no specific way to operate them. You simply wish it to be, and the ship navigates itself. Now, who would like to go first?
I will.
Wonderful. Now, they raise out their hand, and a perfect replica of a beautiful spelljamming galleon looks essentially like almost like a man-o'-war. Massive ship, huge sails, deck upon deck of cannons bristling about it. And Serth says, "Navigate the ship through this." And they raise their hand, and an illusory form of asteroids and nebula and all these various things begin to appear in the path of the Spelljammer ship. Anila, if you would please make a check using your spellcasting ability. So I believe that'd be Arcana for you. Intelligence. Yep, just using your spellcasting ability. Fantastic. So, there is a field of asteroids out ahead of you. You can tell that to either side of this field, there's a safer way around, but it would take considerably longer. How do you navigate the field?
I'm going to go through the fastest point, between 2 points, and see how fast I could do it too.
Fantastic. Go ahead and make another Arcana check as your spelljamming ship rockets forward towards the asteroid field.
Oops.
Okay, so it's not perfect. Your spelljammer scrapes along the side of an asteroid here and there, but you do manage to navigate it successfully without crashing the ship.
Ooh, okay.
As you are conducting this, Sereth asks, "Tell me where you wish to be 1 year hence. What shall the cosmos make of you?"
What my personal goal would be? I want to discover an undiscovered civilization out there in the vastness of space.
A noble endeavor indeed. Noble endeavor indeed. So, you're noticing that as Sereth is talking to you about this, you're finding it easier to navigate through the various obstacles in your path as you focus on not so much piloting the ship as much as moving yourself through the obstacles.
Oh. Well, that's kind of interesting.
Awesome.
And, after just a minute or two, you have navigated your spelljamming galleon through to the other side of the training field, and Sereth waves their hand, and the entirety of the illusion fades away. And they say, "Very, very well done. A bold move going through the asteroids. It saved your ship much valuable time. However, you did risk much. Performing poorly while performing such a maneuver could be disastrous. What?"
No risk, no gain.
Indeed, indeed. Well done. And Sereth raises their hands and starts a little bit of a golf clap, looking up towards the observation chamber as they do.
Clap, clap, clap.
Now,
And
go ahead.
okay. I was gonna say, as my friend starts driving, I'm gonna be a backseat driver the whole time.
I love it.
All right. So, Sereth turns towards you, Matthias. Say, "And you, what ship shall you pilot?" Sereth raises a hand, and this time it's a squid ship, much like the one that you all saw earlier, appears. Sereth says, "Something a little different this time." And Sereth moves their hand, and this time in the middle of the nebula fields and asteroids that form, there is what looks like a whale of some kind. In scale to the asteroids and to the Spelljammer ship, this thing is a behemoth. Massive. It says, "Astral whales, prized throughout the multiverses for the spectral essence that trails behind them. Trail it, but don't get too close, as their wrath is terrible if you upset them. Have at it."
Okay, Matthias sets about trying to follow this astral whale.
Okay. Go ahead and make a check using your spellcasting ability. Likely just be straight intelligence for an artificer, unless there's an ability that you think would apply.
I gotta say, either intelligence or arcana, one of the two. I have.
Either one would be perfectly fine, whichever you have a higher bonus to. Well, obviously, arcana would be, so since our intelligence is just a straight roll, so.
18.
Okay. Alright. As your spell jamming squid pulls up behind one of these astral whales, Zerth leans in and they say, "Tell me a tale of your past. What should we know of you?"
Well, I'm not too sure how much there is to know. I don't exactly have the same sort of connection with the magic of the weave as such as Anil or many others here who are full-fledged wizards. I have to kind of bridge the gap with items and creations to help channel and focus it a bit better.
Wonderful.
But
Very self-aware. Matthias, you notice that as you're discussing this, kind of letting your mind move away from the task at hand and focus on other things, the spelljamming ship begins to dip and dive, duck and dodge, expertly behind this astral whale, collecting this glowing trail that goes behind it. See that as you begin to focus more naturally, allow it to be more of an extension of your body, that the ship performs considerably better. And by the time you're done telling your tale, Sereth waves a hand just as the spelljammer that you are piloting with your mind breaks off its pursuit, having collected all it needed. And the illusion vanishes once more. And Sereth once again, well done, raises their hands and starts the golf clap again.
You hear Zook in the background. Yeah!
Sereth stiffens and looks up towards the rafters and then stares. Zook, can they see you?
Probably just his head and shoulders.
And they make a very specific point of doing a golf clap.
And Zook just shrugs his shoulders and did claps, but it's not a golf clap.
You see Sereth's eyes just like wince.
So, Mr. Sarah,
Yes, of course.
why was it important for him to pick up the leftovers of that whale?
As well, the essence of the astral whales is used in many, many powerful arcane rites and rituals. It can sustain much, especially when traveling through the astral sea, the space beyond wild space. It is a strange experience to not age, need to eat, or even breathe. It can have a tremendous toll on one's psyche. The essence of the astral whale has properties that allows one to feel as though they are still existing in a traditional manner, even though they may not be. It's something that our scholars still work diligently to fully understand.
Huh.
Definitely
Okay.
sounds like something where if we get a chance at studying it might be a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Hey.
Very well. Your training here is concluded. Go forth,
That's
Spelljammers. That is it. For now. When we get you behind the helm of a true Spelljammer, believe me, it will be far more challenging.
Of that I have no doubt.
As soon as Zook hears that's it, you see him bolting towards the door to head
Ah.
to the gymnasium.
Alright. Did anyone else want to ask anything of Sereth as they escort the two cadets out of the Spelljamming Nexus so that the next group of cadets can enter?
I suppose we will follow Zook.
That damn bunny got away from us. Y'all did great. We're gonna put him on a leash.
Alright, so Zook, as you rush down the halls, you see a pair of cadets facing off in a game. They sit in the middle of the hallway, about 10 or 12 other cadets surrounding them, cheering them on. They engage in a game, and you can see magically projected illusory spelljamming ships flying around each other, seeming to attack one another in the empty space in front of them.
He just gives a quick, "That's awesome!" as he keeps on going.
Alright, so Zook rushes past that. The rest of you, it's also on your way to the gymnasium, so you would also see this display as well.
I assume they're gonna stop, but Zook would be like,
Yeah, Siri's easily distracted. She wants to know what this is.
Yes. You've never played Spelljammer before? One of the cadets, a elven man of middle-ish years. You've never played Spelljammer before? Jeez.
Sugar, until recently, I didn't know what a spelljammer was.
Wow, they're just letting anybody in here now, huh?
She does not realize this is an insult.
Says, well, see, Spelljammer or not, you can play this game. It's why it's so popular among the cadets. Two illusory Spelljammers duking it out in a battle to the death. Except, of course, nobody gets hurt. It's all just up here, and he points at his head. As he finishes explaining this, you see one of the Spelljammers strafe the other, and it looks like a fireball gets cast from the deck of the other one, and the simulation suddenly screeches to a halt. The one that just got cast fireball on it vanishes, and you see a scoreboard illusory appear across the top of this space that says 3-2 winner. Alright, so the game breaks up, the crowd disperses. Alright, so you all continue forward. You will reach the gymnasium in short manner. Zook bolting down several floors to get to the gym.
Yeah, we'll follow and try to find Zook right quick.
Fantastic. Alright, so you all arrive at the gymnasium, which features a magically powered arena. Consistently reconfigures itself for a variety of different training exercises. As your training group enters into the room, it's suddenly all of these machines and training equipment suddenly retract into the floor on gears and pulleys and various other mechanical device systems. And what is left in front of you is a long, straight dash, white lines on either side of a red, texturally similar to gravel. I'm forgetting what it's called, like that rubbery stuff that playgrounds are made out of. It's like a red strip of that straight down the center. And
Zook's running in, and he just comes to like a screeching halt, like he's sideways with his feet, and he's kind of sliding a little bit. Like, ooh.
nice. Alright, so as the rest of you enter and all of the training equipment drops into the ground, retracts into walls and whatnot, all that is left is a straight ahead runway in front of you. Says you hear a enchanted voice come from somewhere else in the room. It seems like it's coming from all over at once. It says, running the gauntlet. Who would like to go first?
Zook's a little overexcited.
Siri is okay going first. Unless Zook wants to. Is Zook ready?
Zook wants to.
Alright, let Zook do it.
All right. Zook. You have to make a mad dash straight down this runway.
Oh, he takes off.
All right. As soon as you step off the line, an explosion happens directly next to you. It sends heat and sound flying towards you. Illusory explosions ring out alongside you the entire way that you're going. You don't feel anything. It doesn't feel like they're actually pushing any force or anything against you, but they're very distracting. And they are taxing your ability to stay focused as you run. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Stumbling as he reaches the end of this mad dash, barely able to make it, he does reach the finish line as the explosions go off all around them. You all hear a voice that says, go ahead.
So he just kind of like gets his bearings and kind of puts one arm up like he's flexing, but he's like kind of like, eh.
Alright. You hear a voice that says, next. I need all of you to make Constitution saving throws as you all run the gauntlet.
Okay.
Is it okay if Siri goes next, or does someone else want to go?
We'll just do them all at once now. No need to do them.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Oof.
I am willing to use my sessional, considering the time.
Matthias, a 10 does succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Got an 8.
Red,
Oh,
Sari, and Anila all stumble and drop as they try to make their way from one end to the other. Need you all to repeat your saving throws. Red, Sari, and Anila.
We can do this.
Red, you
Who's
okay?
Zook's just back at the other end clapping.
Fantastic.
I'm dying.
Come on, Red.
Siri,
Come on, Red.
Sari, and Anila, gathering your strength, now that you're fully prepared, knowing what to expect from this particular obstacle, your dash is perfect, flawless. Make it across, and you all, the two of you, have completed the obstacle course. Red needs to go again.
Zook's
Curled
just
up in the fetal position.
Zook's just high-fiving
No.
everybody as they get over there.
Awesome. Fantastic. So Red makes it across. And now, the track vanishes, pulling almost like a red carpet getting sucked back into some sort of conveyor, yanked back over to the other side of the room, when you see the floor drop away around all of you, leaving you all on a small platform. The ground drops away, seemingly down like a good 100 feet. You look over the edge, and you see pools of what looks like electrified water down there. The voice
You
says...
used your sessional.
The voice says,
It didn't work, so...
Oh.
begin jumping.
Woohoo! He's
Now,
a bunny, he can
we
do that.
need either strength or athletics checks. Who wants to go first this time?
Zook looks at everyone and says, does he need you guys to show you guys how to do it?
Yes, please.
Alright. We'll do
Athletics or acrobatics? Nice.
Nice.
Zook,
You're-
how do you clear the gap?
So, how big's the gap? And is there like pedestals or something he has to jump
there's
on?
like there's like platforms. The ground has fallen away between these platforms. Each one's about 10 feet apart or so.
So he runs and he jumps on the first one and just like, it looks like he's barely touched them, almost like walking on water as he's running across them.
Nice. All
And
right.
just like this innate hop that comes out of him being a bunny rabbit.
May Siri go
Of
next?
course.
Siri forgets that she is much, much larger than a bunny.
But
But
still,
does okay.
definitely manages to leap across, almost stepping across with how big Siri is. These gaps are almost. It seems like she can just hop from one
Walk.
to the other. Yeah, almost walked across.
She's very proud of herself.
Okay.
I should retcon how because I forgot. My guy's 4 feet tall and they're 10 feet wide. He'd have to literally literally have to line up at the edge of each one of them, like toes just over the edge, just jump each time. Because yeah, he wouldn't be able to do what I was thinking because he's 4 feet tall. He would literally have to like position perfectly each edge and just jump. Because that's a big jump for him.
So, would anyone like to go next, or would you all like to go together?
Let me see how my acrobatics does. I'm probably gonna fall in the water.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll get back to that in a second. Actually, no, we'll do it right now. Matthias.
Oh. Okay.
Fantastic, perfect. So with an 18 and a 15, so you all three begin to approach the edge and jump. Anila, you definitely make it across. The robes flowing behind, adding to the image of the wind blowing through you as you go. Red, how do you jump across?
I think you're muted, Red.
All right, we'll get back to Red in a second. Anila, did you want to describe your leaps across the rest of these gaps?
Oh, that it almost looks like she's floating and flying across.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Especially with that 18, you're just gliding across these platforms like it's nothing.
I'm so glad that Zook showed me how to do it.
He just gives you a high five when you get back across.
Freaking Zoop's in there. Yeah, you got it. High five. Yeah, you got it. On the other side.
And he's
That's
just
amazing.
whooping the whole time while you're doing it. Woo!
All right, Reg, you with us?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
How do you get across?
I don't make it, but thankfully I have spider climb, so I'm able to land up at the bottom
Nice.
and walk back up.
Climbing back up. All right, so Matthias, you all see Matthias as he is approaching the edge. He gets ready to jump and just falls over the edge instead of jumping, dropping down, and you all see him hit the water. And bear with me for a second, Matthias. You all see Matthias electrocuted massively in the water down there. Goes on for what seems like way too long. And suddenly, as you're all looking down there, the image of Matthias disappears. And he is back at the starting position. It was an illusion of Matthias that you all saw electrified to death, while the actual Matthias, upon reaching a certain breakpoint in the drop, was magically teleported back to the starting line. Matthias, you must repeat the save, or the check.
Let's try this again. I fail.
This time at least you get a jump off. just
But
don't
it
quite
looks
make
a
it.
little better this time.
I'm shook. I'm shook because I saw that image too. So let's see what the. Oh dear God. Let's just see how long this goes.
Hey! So after the fourth attempt, Matthias finally makes it over there after watching himself electrocuted to death multiple times. I'm sure that's a jarring experience. But you do eventually make it across, and once you do, the ground rushes back up. You hear it slam into place as this magical obstacle course begins to reset itself. And now you see spinning wheels of maces and scythes and other saw blade-like things flying through the air, slamming into each other, hammers dropping down. Essentially every Indiana Jones and ridiculous Star Trek original series trap maze that you could imagine is all just rolled up into one in this wonderful little obstacle course. Who wants to try to make it across first?
Zook's just clapping like, oh, this is awesome. Zook looks at Siri kind of like, you want to go first?
Any volunteers?
And if not, Zook will go.
Yeah, you go and then I'll go. Per
Alright.
usual.
Sounds good. Zook will
Dexterity
on the
saving throw.
dex saves, huh?
Dex saves.
I can do that. 1 second. I'm looking for that. All
Oh,
right.
I'm good at these.
Dex save. I'm going to take my react. Hold on. And I'm going to roll a d4.
All right.
Add 3 to it.
An 11. Zook is dipping, diving, ducking, and dodging through all of these. He makes it to the end, turns around, and raises both of his hands just in time for a hammer to crash into his side and send him flying 20 feet across the arena. He smashes into
Poor
the
bunny.
wall and then reappears at the starting line.
He's going to do it again. There we go.
Nice.
He makes
So,
course
what do you do
the
this time,
50.
Zook?
He's like, oh, that damn hammer. Or, that damn hammer. He just takes off and goes dipping, dodging, ducking, and diving. All these things. And then he does the same thing. He gets there and stands with his arms up, and he's just waiting for this hammer. And as it goes by, he just moves and slaps the side of it.
Nice. Next up.
I tripped out the
Ceres.
gate.
Ceres steps out onto the field, trips, and is immediately caught by a scythe.
Again.
Yeah.
Hey.
Alright, Sarah, you make it across this time. Any specific way
I'm
you're
just
getting
a
through
little.
it?
I'm a little shaken by the scythe, so I'm flinching the entire time I'm going.
Alright, who's next?
I
Go,
guess
Vanilla, go.
If no one else wants to, I'll try.
Next save. Oof.
I'm redoing that, obviously.
Yep. Matthias makes it about halfway through and catches a nasty saw blade right through the midsection.
Ooh.
Now I have the measure of it.
Does a perfect combat jump roll over the same saw blade that got him last time. Meets the others at the end. Anila in red.
And Anila's like, okay, I'm gonna try this.
Anila, you just make it to the other side. Several times these hammers and scythes and blades barely touch you. Seems like if you got any closer, they might have torn a bit of your clothes or nicked your skin, but you make it across barely by the skin of your teeth.
Well, I'll take it. And she goes and stands behind Zook.
Awesome. All right, Red, you're up.
With eyes closed, he just runs.
And luck carries him across. You see him just run, and he picked the exact perfect millisecond to start. Sides are coming right behind him. Hammers brush the back of his shirt. A scythe cuts off a part of his apron in the front, barely makes it through. And now, finally, all of these machines retract back up into the ceiling, and 5 ropes drop, one for each of you. There is a ring at the top with a gong in the center. There is a voice that says, "Race."
How high are these ropes?
They are about 15, let's call it 20 feet up.
Okay.
I'm assuming an athletics check. For
I
this
need athletics checks from each of you.
Can I spider climb up this rope?
You
Can I
can
cheat
indeed.
and-
Anybody with spider climb or any other ability that allows them to do better gets advantage on the roll.
Zook's rabbit hopping just all the way up.
Okay, so you can rabbit hop the first hop up, but since there's nothing for you to grab with your feet on it other than that, we're gonna say. But either way, it doesn't matter. You still get advantage on the roll. So everybody that has an ability to get them up there faster has advantage on the roll.
Acrobatics or less athletics?
It's just athletics.
Okay. Oofda.
Zook,
Siri will. Oh,
Glad
okay.
that I had that 11.
Oh, no.
Sari will be popping her wings.
Okay.
She's tired of looking dumb. She's flying.
All
Zook
right.
just jumps because he can jump like right now 100 feet. Or not 100 feet, 10. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 feet. So he jumps the first 10 feet and grabs and starts climbing.
Zook, with your with your 11. Okay, yep. With your 11, yep, you do get up there, but after your first initial jump, you have a bit of a struggle getting the rest of the way up there. Anila, unable to pull yourself up the first time. Let's get another one.
She's gonna stop and look through her pack and see if she can find some gloves because her hands hurt from all that rope burn.
Nice.
And let's see if she can do any better.
Oof.
No.
Can we help?
No.
No.
All right. So by this time, Matthias has reached the top, rung the gong, and all 5 ropes retract back into the floor, being pulled in like a noodle, zoop, right into the ground.
Huh.
Matthias, you are granted 1 merit. It is a little blip that shows up on your left collar. Kind of like, you all know in Star Trek: The Next Generation, those little pins that they put on their left. Oh, that's way too specific of a reference. I'm sorry.
I know what you're talking about.
I knew it. Yeah, I knew exactly what you're talking about.
They're like little, how do I describe those? They're like little beans that go on to show your rank and stuff. But it's just a merit
Well,
here.
It's like the like little dots, right,
Yeah.
on top of their collar.
Pips. They're
Best
called
reward
pips.
I got is
Yes, they're
the-
called
Pips.
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 See, the best reward I got is the double-barreled fingers my wife is shooting at me from across the room.
They look like this. I'm getting it now.
Waiting with bated breath.
Waiting with bated breath, I'm sure. There you go. They look like that. Matthias has one of them on his collar now.
Zook just harumps at Matthias.
Sari would like to push him off.
Sari, make an athletics check at advantage. Zook, you can do acrobatics at disadvantage if you want, since she's catching you off guard.
Oh, I meant Matthias.
Oh, Matthias, yep, same thing.
Yeah, we all hate our first officer.
You said acrobatics?
Yes,
Or
at
athletics.
disadvantage, or athletics, but either one at disadvantage.
Oof, you get pushed over.
Yep. So Sari shoves Matthias. Matthias goes falling off the platform, and then you hear only a split second later a thunk as the platform rises up and the floor evens out and is just a big open empty gymnasium again.
Now you know.
Such violence.
So much
All because
violence.
I climbed better than you.
I didn't climb at all.
Again, I climbed better than you.
God, I wish she was smarter, because now she's confused. Bless her -1 modifier.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad Zook's not the only one with a -1.
Well, her wisdom's is +3, but
Zook's is a +2.
Hey, we're all +3s.
yeah, +3.
Zook, I don't know how, but Zook's got a 15 in wisdom. I don't know how I messed that up.
Well, it was at -1 in intelligence.
No, I don't ever do off numbers. I always do.
Oh, me either. I
even
hate 'em.
numbers.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I got a 15 in wisdom. No idea.
My 15 ended up in Dex, but I'll take it. Oh,
Well, that was awesome.
this is so fun.
Love it.
All right, everyone. So, with your orientation tasks now complete, begin making your way back to the simulations deck to meet with Bosun Tardo once again.
Awesome.
To report in. So, as you're entering in to the simulations deck, you see another group of cadets leaving. Several of them. A GIF. A person that looks like a like if somebody took a Jello mold of a person and then put it in a uniform. Comes walking past. You hear squish, squish, squish as they go.
Bloop.
There's also a person that almost resembles an elf, but with green, almost reptilian skin, dark black eyes. Gives you a quick nod as they pass by. Making your way into the simulations deck, Bosun Tardo. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I trust your orientation went well for you all. Who will give the report?
Everyone just looks at Matthias.
Actually, we're gonna look over at the guy that has a little pip on his
Well, it seems to have been successful, Oswine. We were able to get ourselves acquainted in quarters, procure the needed supplies, complete both Spelljammer training and also successfully complete the course in the gymnasium, as well as familiarize ourselves to a slight extent with the various Spelljammer ships that the Homish twins were willing to show us at the time.
Wonderful, wonderful news. You're all adjusting to life here at the Academy swimmingly. I could not have expected any more from such a promising group of young cadets. Now, I have one final task for you all to perform before you can return to quarters, and you may have the rest of the afternoon and evening to yourselves. We have received a shipment. A new round of cargo, various other supplies has been delivered to the Academy, including a crate addressed specifically to the Academy head, Mert the Merciless, also known as the Old Wolf. It is customary to allow the best performing group of cadets to make an audience with Mert the Merciless on their first day of training completion. I find that this is a very fortuitous opportunity for you to deliver this crate to Mert for us, and you may meet him as part of your training. As you all are the best group of cadets for this afternoon.
Luke just got a smug look on his face, but then he's also like, that looks heavy, and I can't carry that.
Between the five of you, I'm sure you can manage to get it to the bridge quarters. Now, very specific instruction. Do not damage, tamper with, or in any way interact with this crate or its contents. Is that understood?
You see Zook's shoulders go down a little bit and his head go down.
How do we not interact with the crate if you have to carry it upstairs?
She narrows her eyes at you, Sari. Do not open the crate.
Oh, don't open the crate. Okay.
Zook's crowbar, you just saw the head of it, just kind of goes back in the bag.
Bosun Tardo looks towards you. Says, tradition being what it is, you all have this honor. I trust that you will perform it honorably. This honor.
It's an honor.
Furthermore, you are to obey Mert's orders to the letter. He is your commanding officer, after all. Now, congratulations. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Did she leave?
All right. Keep
you're in the simulation deck, so you all gotta leave.
Okay.
I can't believe she tried to make manual labor seem grand.
Well, we are newbies here, so it is partially expected.
Like farmhand go, harvest wheat. It will make you feel better. Lies.
Mm-hmm. Do you mean the whole it builds character sort of lie?
She also
Well-
gave you each a gold security badge as well.
Nice.
Nice. That's not bad.
Zook's
yeah,
gonna.
Kind of need that to get to the top, don't we?
Zook looks at all the strong people and says, "Oh, you guys got this."
It weighs about 100 pounds.
Yeah.
I guess we lifted the knees.
One strong person could carry it awkwardly. 2 characters could carry it easily.
Okay.
What do you
I'm
need
not
us to check anything or?
I will help.
Okay.
Red will help grab one side.
Yep.
I'll take a hold of the side.
While I'm doing this, can I listen in? Can I hear what's inside the box?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Zook is looking for holes. He's like peering in on any cracks he can find.
Okay.
I
Reg,
take
you
my
don't
advantage.
hear anything. With a 15. Okay, 1 second. All right. So Red with a 15, you hear something shifting around in there strangely, but aside from that, nothing else. Zook, there is no visibility from outside.
Is the box locked?
It is.
Is there a lock that's locking it, or is it just like we can't?
It is hammered and nailed shut.
Okay, hammered and nailed shut. Got it.
Zook pulls his crowbar back out and looks at the team.
No, she said not to do that.
She also
Looks
said
at-
it's honor, which was lying.
And there is also the fact that I don't see how we could pry it open and then reattach it without it being obvious.
He's
Oh,
got a
no.
hammer too.
Acid vial spill on corner. Now we can see.
Duke's got a crowbar and a hammer. He could figure it out. But he's just looking at the whole group. So far, only one person said no.
Granted, you all are walking through the halls of Spelljammer Academy with this crate, having this conversation.
Zook hasn't said anything. He's just got his crowbar out. Zook likes his crowbar.
Alright. Y'all gonna make me drink wine on Saturday nights. I can tell.
Zook
Matthias likes his crowbar because it's wonderful with the catapult spell.
Zook kind of like pouts a little bit and puts his crowbar back, seeing as the group doesn't think he should probably break into this box.
Particularly not where there's all sorts of witnesses around.
Yes, we wait for elevator.
The bosun thinks we are trustworthy. Let's not disappoint her.
And considering the fact that it is being delivered to our ultimate commanding officer, I don't know how wise prying into it would be.
Right, the academy.
He does. He has the nickname the Merciless.
Is the wood like magical wood, or is it just like plain?
Make an Arcana check.
I suppose you'd have to ask her.
Is the wood by any chance a fey fiend or undead
It is not.
of nature? I wish I
Gosh.
had my advantage.
You can have mine.
Ah,
The box is not magical.
damn it! Oh, perfect. Anyone have mending spell?
Actually, oh no, not yet. I was gonna say I think I do, but I don't have it yet.
I do not.
Rangers don't get cantrips.
I could have sworn I had it for something.
All right, everyone. So, making your way up there, are you going to try to break into Mirtha Merciless's box?
I wanted to melt wood and just take a peek, but no way to fix box after melting.
Zook doesn't want to
Well,
be outcast. Zook doesn't want to be.
Hypothetically, if Sari is hilariously clumsy and falls on the box, will the box break?
It is of a very sturdy construction, Sari. You would have to
Well.
very intentionally accidentally fall on it.
Cannonball. No, I'm kidding. I'm
Zook
kidding.
doesn't want to ostracize himself yet, so he puts his crowbar away.
Yeah. Matthias just has the feeling that prying into the personal affairs of a commanding officer with the nickname of the Merciless is a good way to get stabbed.
Matthias is our voice of reason in this group.
Every group needs one.
Yeah.
I've been stabbed before. Let's not do it.
All right, everyone. So as you make your way up towards the top of the spire into the bridge quarters, you approach the room that guards direct you towards. They stop you and question you every now and then, but seeing your gold badges and seeing the crate addressed to Mert, the headmaster of the academy, you see no issues making your way over there. And as you approach Mert's quarters, you hear madly loud snoring coming from within. You are at Mert's bedroom, at his chamber, his quarters, at his door, and you hear him snoring very loudly from within. What do you do?
Zook would knock on the door.
Yeah, knock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The door begins to swing slowly open as you knock. It wasn't locked or even latched.
Bold.
Zook's not smart enough to
it's-
realize that the merciless means this guy could probably destroy him. And he's like, Mr. Commander, sir!
Alright. So, the door continues to swing open, the gentle knock enough to send it open the rest of the way. And you all see into Mert's quarters. Sumptuously decorated with velvet curtains, gold fittings, and oak panels. A cauldron-sized fishbowl stands along one wall, filled with squirming octopuses. It almost looks like there's not enough water in there to hold them all. They're kind of writhing around against each other. On the opposite wall, a table bears a topographic map of the Sword Coast. Nearer the door, a walk-in wardrobe stands partly open, golden light spilling out from within. And peering into the room, you see the old wolf himself, sprawled over a giant leathery bed and snoring loudly.
Well, does there appear to be a good spot to try to leave this crate?
Yeah, there's a nice open spot in the middle of the room with a bearskin rug on the floor.
Matthias clears his throat trying to wake the commanding officer to try to wake Mert up.
So between Zook's yell and your clearing of the throat, you hear an "oh" as he rolls over. By ill matters buttocks! My head is exploding! Oh! He looks up over his considerable belly. If you've come to drop that thing off, just put it on the rug there, open it as quietly as you can, and let me die in peace.
As soon as Zook hears open it, the crowbar comes flying out. And quietly though,
Let us set it down first.
Zook's already on top of it.
yeah, he's already climbed on top.
Just
Like
grab it on top of it.
He's just going straight with the crowbar into the side, prying at it.
I have a question.
Huh?
I have a +3 for medicine checks. Can I make him an anti-hangover cure? Would that help at all?
I would say you would need a few minutes to do something like that, but that is something that you are well within the means of doing for sure. But
All right. Well, Zook's hacking at the crypt box, I guess.
Oh no, he's not
So-
hacking. He's stabbing into the lid to try and pry it up.
all right, Zook. So as Siri goes over towards the topographic table, which is a beautiful map, by the way, set with tiny little figures representing troops and figurines magically animate, moving across this. It's almost like a board game has come to life and is moving its own little pieces around on this topographical map. But Siri, there's a table there that is an excellent spot for you to start setting up a concoction for Mert here. But
Yay.
now, as you're heading over there to do that, Zook is getting his crowbar into the crate and popping the lid off. You hear crack, crack, crack. And finally, as the last section of the crate's lid opens, a cacophony of high-pitched squeals begin to emanate from within as grotesque little creatures scuttle out and into the light. Several of these little things, ugly cat-sized monsters with hairy spider-like bodies and eel-like heads, begin to emerge from the crate. Mert yelps in shock and tumbles out of the bed, lands heavily on the floor, dragging all the bed covers with him, tangling himself within. He starts shouting and cursing as these little spider creatures emerge from the crate and begin to attack. And that is where we will pick up next week.
Nice.